Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're doing an 8-4 Magic Origins draft. Opened a really good rare in Exquisite Firecraft, but I still think we want Sentinel over the rare. I think that's actually right. I mean, Sentinel is also splashable, Exquisite Firecraft is not. Sentinel doubles as both a creature that kills and a creature that eliminates their most powerful creature. So I actually think Sentinel's better than Exquisite Firecraft. Passing a Firecraft, I mean, that definitely puts the person to our right in red. I can't imagine that even if their first pick is a black card, they would take a Reeve Soul over an Exquisite Firecraft. I mean, there's not many things you would take over a first pick Firecraft, but I think Sentinel is going to be one of them. Yeah. I think that's just the way the cookie crumbles on that one. Okay. So, follow-up pick. Got some interesting choices. We've got Cruel Revival, Starfish, Flare that's on color. I like Flare a lot less than I like Revival and Starfish. And there's Void Mage in here too. Black-White's kind of an unusual archetype, but it's good. Cruel Revival is a pretty awesome removal spell. Starfish is a great card too. Yeah, I don't think it's a Flare pick, even though it's on color with Sentinel. Flare is definitely weaker than Starfish and Revival. I'd probably just go Revival. Seems like the strongest card remaining in here. Even though it is 5 mana, it's a powerful removal spell. The potential for getting a dude back is certainly not irrelevant. But like I said, Black-White is kind of a... It's not like it's, you know, you can't do it. It's more of an unusual mashup. I can take Stalwart Haven here pretty comfortably, though. I like this card in white a lot. Plays well. There's also Claustrophobia, but I'll take an Haven over a Claustrophobia. I'm okay with that. I think Haven's a great card. Okay, well, we have a Husk, which pairs well with the Revival. And we have an Evolving Wilds, which could potentially fix for Cruel Revival. If I really want to end up in white. I don't think Nantuko Husk shines in a black-white deck, but it does have synergy with Cruel Revival since it's a zombie. I may just want the Evolving Wilds, though. It's probably early enough. Getting fixing always helps, especially if I don't end up... I could end up, you know, in one of these colors as my main, but not the other. So being able to splash for one of these cards, like the Sentinel or the Cruel Revival, is really good. And like I said, Husk is kind of a little bit unexciting, despite the synergy with Cruel Revival. Okay. We have Anchor to the Ether in blue. We have Shambling Ghoul, which synergizes with Cruel Revival. I think I actually like Shambling Ghoul better in a black-white deck than I would a Nantuko Husk, since it's just a solid 2-drop. I think Anchor is a good removal spell. I think Anchor's stronger than Shambling Ghoul, but I'm actually a pretty big Shambling Ghoul fan. I think I'm going to take the Ghoul. Okay, we can take our first Undead Servant. It's got some cool synergy with Cruel Revival. Admittedly, actually, Nantuko Husk has good synergy with Undead Servant as well. I think actually Undead Servant's just a pick for us. There's nothing else that's really screaming at me. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Let's take the first Servant. Okay, I actually like Fleshbag Marauder. Also has very good synergy with Cruel Revival and Undead Servant. And nothing else in here I really care about. Return Centaur also has good synergy with Cruel Revival in a couple ways. It feeds your graveyard, so if you're running zombies like we are, it works well with Revival, but it also is a zombie itself. But we definitely want the Marauder here. I mean, I'm not a big Revenant fan, but maybe we wheel some Return Centaurs. In which case it gets a little bit better. We're going to take the Assassin. So we've carved our way into black. We don't know what our second color is. Some pretty late red cards that are decent. Majoring Bully is not great, but more playable in this format than I originally gave it credit for. And Pricklebore is actually a fine win con, but we'll definitely take the Assassin. Not a big fan of the Archer. Might want to just cut black. I really can't see myself playing heavy infantry. Oh yeah, someone said I was underrating Sigil of Valor. I could actually take it here. I'm really not giving up anything. I'm almost assuredly not playing an Archer, so I'll take a Sigil of Valor. Not likely to play that either, but I'll give it a chance. All right, we'll take the Return Centaur here. Synergy with Undead Servant and Cruel Revival and Revenant, so it's actually just a really good card for the deck at the moment. I like Consecrated by Blood too, but I think Return Centaur is just straight up looking good right now. All right, I can take the super late Force Mage. Take the Archer, I guess. Tainted Remedy, sure. Tainted Remedy does have synergy with Healing Light. Is that what it's called? The one that target player gains 4 life, draw a card? It's like a 3 mana, your opponent loses 4 life and you draw a card, but it seems a bit too narrow, a bit too specific. So not necessarily in white besides a splashed Sentinel of the Eternal Watch. Wow. I love Acolyte of the Inferno. It feels like the strongest card in here. Could take Claustrophobia. Throwing Knife's fine. No good black card. No good white card. I think we're just going to take Acolyte. This card's very strong. We saw some red fairly late. There's a chance we can make it work. We're certainly going to splash for Sentinel regardless of how this draft goes. May abandon ship on the Stalwart Haven, but I think that's okay. There's a Dragon Invocation. That card is strong. Okay, well, we can take our first Active Treason. Or we can take the Husk. Hope to table the Active Treason. I think Active Treason more likely tables than Husk does. I can take my first Husk. We have an Undead Servant, too, that it works well with. And I think we could find some more Active Treasons. I would like to make the Acolyte work. Alright, Husk it is. Okay, we can take Read the Bones. There's also Titan Strength. I like both cards. I may actually like Titan Strength more than Read the Bones, but I'm not necessarily in red. I just kind of want to be in red because of Acolyte. Titan Strength is very good, though. So is Read the Bones. I guess I'd take the guaranteed thing here. I think Titan Strength would be good, but if I'm not guaranteed in red, then I don't see the point. I do think Blightcaster tends to shine in black-white, but we got to take a Reeve Soul here. Okay, Relic Seeker in white. It does find Sigil of Valor and keeps us in white. It's also a good card. 2-mana Renown one is very good. There's also a Celestial Flare in here and a Titan Strength. I think I'm actually going to take the Relic Seeker. I already have 2 good white cards. Even though I could splash for Sentinel still, I'd rather have a Relic Seeker than a Titan Strength. Even if this doesn't find an equipment, a 2-mana 2/2 Renown one is very good. It's a nice 2-drop. It's certainly better than Titan Strength, I think. And it's better than Flare, I think, too. I can take Macabre Waltz. It's okay. It's not bad. It's not great either. Works well with Fleshbag Marauder. Works well with Return Centaur. Works fine if I had some more Undead Servants, I guess. Hallowed Moonlight basically just cycles, which isn't great. Goldforge Sentinel is okay. It's certainly playable. It's not terribly exciting. I think I'm going to take the Macabre Waltz. I've had some okay experiences with this card. Alright, Undead Servant number 2. I'm okay with that. It's really not going to work unless I get quite a few of them, though. Alright, Blood Curse Knight certainly seems stronger than Deadbridge Shaman in a vacuum, but I don't have any auras. Is that right? No auras? No auras, which makes it a little bit less exciting. No enchantments either. I mean, any enchantment would do, right? Does that mean I want a Deadbridge Shaman instead? I could still pick up some enchantments out of pack 3, like Suppression Bonds or something works pretty well with it. I guess we'll take it. At this point, I'm pretty much playing white, so okay. I can take Return Centaur number 2, or I can take Mighty Leap. Return Centaur's maybe got enough synergy with Revenant, which might just make it in here, and the Cruel Revival, where I might just want it, and the Undead Servant. Okay. There's enough synergies where, and Macabre, it's okay. There's enough synergistic cards with it. Let's dump the Thornbow Archer. I don't want to do that, but I think there's enough synergies with Centaur where I'm okay taking a second one over a Mighty Leap. There is scarring for our Knight, but I think Centaur just looks better. All right, now I'll take a Leap over a second Waltz. Also okay with that. Table Titan Strength's pretty surprising. We're going to take the Enlightened Ascetic for sideboard. Okay, I'll take the Charging Griffin now. If you know me, you know I'm not a huge fan of this card, but it certainly seems like the right pick there. All right, second Ascetic. I think we'll just let someone play a Bond if they want. Okay. I mean, we're in an okay place. We have a very good black plan. We've got some decent removal. We have some powerhouse cards in Sentinel, the Eternal Watch, Cruel Revival. So basically our first 2 picks. The rest of the deck is kind of synergistic, but not super strong. Ooh, I wish Blessed Spirits was a little bit better in here. We do have a second Shambling Ghoul I could take. Blessed Spirits, we still don't have any auras, which makes, or any enchantments rather, which makes it slightly less exciting. Could take the Weight of the Underworld, I guess. I may just want the flyer over the Ghoul, though. I feel like Blessed Spirits has more potential, especially if I'm planning on playing the Blood Curse Knight. Okay, let's take the Spirits. Works kind of well with the Sigil, I guess. Ooh, I love a Lieutenant. There's also Unholy Hunger in here, and another Weight of the Underworld, but I gotta take Lieutenant. This card is just extremely strong. Okay, Cleric of the Forward Order versus second Eyeblight Assassin. I think Assassin is good. I think Cleric's good too, though. I like gaining life. I mean, Eyeblight Assassin has potential to kill things, which is very good. Cleric of the Forward Order can buy you some time, though, and it comes down a turn earlier, which is certainly not irrelevant. This is actually kind of close, believe it or not. It doesn't seem like something I should be thinking about so much, but it's kind of an important choice, I think. I think for diversity's sake, I'm going to take the life gain card. I think they're maybe equally as strong. That's difficult to say. Okay, Weight of the Underworld does work well with Blessed Spirits and Blood Curse Knight, and we're actually a little bit removal light. We could take the Enshrouding Mist, which works well with our Renown guys. I think actually Weight might be more in line with what we want, though, just for... I guess it doesn't work that well with Blood Curse Knight, because whatever you cast it on, you're likely killing. It does work well with Blessed Spirits. Our removal spells are currently Mighty Leap, which I'm fine with cutting for actual removal. Flesh Bag, Eyeblight Assassin, Cruel Revival. We're a little bit removal light, not extremely, but Enshrouding Mist is still very good too. I don't think I need a second Read the Bones. I'd run a Weight over a Mighty Leap, I think. Alright, I guess I'll take the Weight. Foundry. I think we actually want the Undead Servant. We've got 2. I kind of want to make this game plan work. I think it can be pretty effective, especially since we have the Husk. I think it can be good. I'll probably run it over the Griffin, just because we seem a little bit 4-drop heavy. But I'll take Servant here over Foundry, which I like, and Deadbridge Shaman, which I like. But I think if we're gonna do Undead Servant plan, we got to make it work now. Okay, we can take Fetid Imp. We can also take Unholy Hunger. They're both good. Fetid Imp is good because it's cheap and it protects you early, feeds your Revenant very well. Unholy Hunger is just good because it's a very solid removal spell. And Eyeblight Massacre is fine too, but I don't think it's the pick here. Not the one I want. Yeah, it's debatable. I think I'm going to take the Hunger. I might just get off the Sigil of Valor plan. I know you might be wondering why, because I've got the Relic Seeker, but I don't think I need it. I don't think this deck needs it. I feel like we've got some other cool kind of plans going on here. I'll consider it. I might actually do it, but as of now, I'm not super interested in it, I don't think. All right, Necromantic Summons. Seems like a good synergistic card with Return Centaurs. Nothing else in here I really care about, so okay. And a couple people mentioned how I underrated this card too, so I'll at least consider it. None of these cards are really that good. Guess we'll hate a Trapper. All right, second weight table. I might play it. I'm not sure yet. I gotta figure. Wow. Well, now I'll take the Enshrouding Mist. I don't know about 3 Weight of the Underworlds, and Enshrouding Mist is just good, so. Alright, I don't think we're playing a Bloodsucker, although maybe I might get out of the Return. I don't know yet. I might get out of the Return Centaur plan. I've got to kind of. Maybe I get out of the Revenant plan, even though it kind of works well with Centaur. This is a little bit challenging, actually. I got to figure out the ultimate direction of the deck I want to go. Alright, Sidearm, cool. Yeah, I got to figure out exactly what I want to do here. What should get cut? What should get played? We've got to make 3 cuts. And I'm not exactly sure what they are yet. We're a little bit 4-drop heavy. I think likely Necromantic Summons gets cut. Revenant and Necromantic Summons work well with the Centaurs. And I guess Summons kind of works well with Servants. It's cool. We're not super black intensive any way you slice it. We probably do even split black and white, erring towards white for Lieutenant. Maybe not, though. I mean, we only need 1 black mana most of the time, but we only need 1 white mana most of the time, too. Yeah. I think we definitely run Evolving Wilds, too. Okay. Maybe we do Wilds 8-8 split. I think that's probably going to be okay. Although I could do 9-7 Evolving Wilds and probably be fine too. Alright, so we've got to make 3 cuts. What are the choices? I think Summons is going to go. I almost want to cut Revenant too. Revenant's kind of cool, but I'm not in love with it. And I kind of like the Weight of the Underworlds with our Blessed Spirit and potentially Blood Curse Knight, although I admit, once again, Weight of the Underworld and Blood Curse Knight really don't synergize all that well. I could cut 1 Centaur and the Revenant. How good is Macabre Waltz in here? I like it with like Fleshbag and our Servants and stuff. Although we also have a Read the Bones. These two kind of do similar things in that they both net you value in black. I kind of want to keep all my removal and tricks, so let's not cut any of those. Revenants, I mean, Revenant can be okay. It can also be terrible. Certainly synergizes well with Centaurs. Works well with Fleshbag. Works well with Husk. It seems like it's okay in here. It's just, I don't know if it's the game plan I want to do. It doesn't synergize very well with Macabre Waltz, in my opinion. You can still make it work. I might just cut a Macabre Waltz and a Weight and go for the Revenant plan with double Return Centaur. I could see that being okay, since we've got other stuff that kind of works well with it too. Okay, I think I'm going to do that. I can sideboard into Waltz against the removal heavy decks. Having one weight is still fine since it's removal. Blood Curse Knight admittedly is a little bit unexciting in this deck, but I kind of like our game plan. I guess Macabre Waltz bringing back Sentinel is also very nice, but I think this looks like a good build, I think. All right, let's do Evolving Wilds 9/7, I think. So we have 8 ways to get white and 10 ways to get black. Although most of our early game is white. Now I'm starting to question it. All right, I changed my mind. I'm going to add another white. We could very likely get white heavy hands, but like I said, I really only need 1 black most of the time. All right, I'm running a little bit low on time. This was a little bit of a debatable build, but we'll see how Revenant plays in here with double Return Centaur and Fleshbag. Hopefully, I'm kind of hoping that all comes together to make it work a little bit better, but we'll see. So running it like this, we'll see you round 1.